Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I had kept half an hour for myself. I had to rush to the airport because the ministers of this government are digitally connected and also physically connected in the country. But out of that half an hour, nearly 20 minutes have gone in the beginning. So I'll have to be very, very brief. Excuse me for that. I'm happy that I have been associated with this movement of Times Group from the very beginning. India's digital story has a defined contour, and the contour was exclusive to India. Digital India is designed to empower ordinary Indians with the power of technology. Digital India is more for the poor and underprivileged. Digital India is designed to bridge the digital divide between digital haves and digital have-nots. And lastly, Digital India is to propel itself upon technology which is affordable, which is inclusive, which is development. This was the framework which we had determined for ourselves. 3 years down the line, where do we stand is the question naturally which needs to be analyzed. India's digital story by itself explains that. In a population of 1.3 billion, India is home to nearly 1.21 billion mobile phones, out of which nearly 350 million is smartphone. And as Devyani just reminded me, the consumption of broadband has itself gone up to 4 GB, which is by itself a big achievement, the way India is rising. India is home to 1.18 billion Aadhaar card, a defined digital identity to supplement the physical identity. India is home to nearly 500 million mobile phones. Now let me just explain how we have juxtaposed low-cost technology for inclusive growth. We opened Jan Dhan account nearly 30 crore plus for poor people outside the banking system. And it is my grievance with respect to all the banking people in the country that in spite of nationalization and so much of push, so many people were outside the banking system, were poor. We linked them to Aadhaar and started seeding all the entitlement to the bank account directly. We have saved 49,000 crores which used to be pocketed by middlemen and fictitious claimants. When a simple female worker working in a tea garden in Jalpaiguri in Bengal gets her payment directly to her bank account, it is an empowerment confirmed by her mobile phone. That is the India which we are seeking to create. Mudra loan, 4 lakh crore given to almost 8 crore poor people, out of which 50% are first-time entrepreneurs, by the use of technology, Aadhaar, mobile phone, ranging from 50,000 to 5 lakh to 10 lakh. The panwalas, the chaiwalas, the thelawalas, those who work. A second example of digital inclusion. The third, my very passionate program. We had common service centers which give 300 digital delivery of services, which was only 80,000 plus when I had become the minister. Now that number has risen to 270,000. Nearly 1 million people, 10 lakh people work there. They deliver banking, insurance, railway tickets, make Aadhaar card. Now they are on board to make Bharat bill payments. They are also selling medicines, becoming the front end of Indira Gandhi Open University and whatnot. And 35,000 are women entrepreneurs from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. The third clear example of digital inclusion which is happening on the ground. And these young entrepreneurs have made coolly 1,200 crores their own commission in the last 3.5 years. The fourth example of digital inclusion. I remember when the minister had gone to address the first meeting of NASCOM with the industrial IT giants in Bangalore in 2014. While I was coming out, I saw young boys of Bihar, UP, MP, Rajasthan waiting to say hello to me, namaste to me. And two of them said, sir, will you do something? We can return to our villages and towns. Bangalore is very costly. This particular passionate appeal touched me. And I came with a program of BPO in the small towns of India. I picked up 48,000 seats, proposed to give them 1 lakh subsidy, distributed among the states as per census population. UP getting 8,000, Bihar 4,400, excluding the digitally rich area like Bangalore, Noida, Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, etc. I'm happy to tell you, 2 years I did not speak publicly about it, but I was watching the development of the ground. We have already allocated almost 35,000 seats out of that 48,000. And large number have come into operation already and others are coming. There was a separate program for Northeast, and do you know, today BPO has come in Guwahati, in Imphal, in Kohima, in Samastipur, Muzaffarpur and Patna, in Kanpur, in Bareilly, in Allahabad, in Sangli, in Aurangabad, in Hoshangabad, in Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. The smaller areas are now having BPOs. And I remember in Patna, my own city, when I had gone to inaugurate one of them in a very Muslim-dominated area, I was pleasantly touched by young Muslim women in burqa coming to operate the mouse. That is digital inclusion, fourth example I give. I am working in some constituencies of Assam, which have not been pro my party, BJP. And everywhere I go to Kokrajhar, to Silchar, to Deepu, one demand is made to me, sir, can you get us a BPO? And I'm happy in the latest tender, there has already come expression of interest for that. Ladies and gentlemen, how it is progressing. India today has a defined digital aspiration, a digital appetite, and a digital customer. This you need to understand. And based upon that, India's digital economy is prospering. I'm not telling you how much we are using digital delivery of services for common people. Today, nearly 200 hospitals are on e-hospital. You can click a button and get appointment, including AIIMS in Delhi. Today, 1 crore 40 lakh students are on e-scholarship. Directly, scholarship is given into a bank account using Aadhaar and digital technology. Today, 400 mandis are available online for e-NAM for a farmer to negotiate the good price product. Today, Jivan Praman is available for elderly people to get themselves digitally shown alive to continue the pension. All these things we are doing and much more. But what is important is that a very big ecosystem of a very promising digital economy is rising. When I see that, I see three defined phases of India's digital growth. The first was when Indian IT company went abroad and scaled the tricolor in 200 cities of 80 countries. And India became a big center of outsourcing. The second was when the foreign players started coming to India because India was an emerging big digital market. From the Facebook, to the Twitter, to the Amazon, all the technological product. And India today has the biggest footprint of Facebook, the largest number of downloads of apps, and a very thriving market. The third is India becoming a big startup center. 3 to 4 startups getting picked up every day, 4,000 to 5,000 every year. And the biggest indication of that came when a top executive of Asia of a big IT company told me, when I used to go to campus recruitment in IITs, the toppers used to run to get employment in my company. Now when I go, they say, sorry, I want to become a startup. I want to become a job giver, not a job seeker. That is a new change happening in the country. And we are promoting with all policy initiatives. As a minister handling electronics too, one day the Prime Minister asked me, Ravi, तुम कहते हो इतना मोबाइल फोन है, बनता कितना हिंदुस्तान में? And there were just two factories. Even Nokia has been closed. I'm happy to announce today that India today is home to 108 mobile factories in the last 3 years, which has so even faster. 54 are mobile factories and about 54 are charger, battery, etc. And yesterday you may have seen we have given duty shield also to promote more and more domestic manufacturing. Because of all this, ladies and gentlemen, why and what is happening? Indian digital economy is rising very fast. When I talk of digital economy, I mean communication. I mean IT and IT-enabled services. I mean your electronic manufacturing. I mean digital payments. I mean cyber security. I mean e-commerce. I mean application of new technology. I mean shared economy. All this has a common base, the digital base, reaffirming India's quest as an emerging digital power. But whenever I go abroad, recently I was in the Commonwealth Law Ministers Conference in Bahamas. About 40 Commonwealth countries were there in the Law Ministers Conference. But all of them, apart from law, they are seeking information from me about India's emerging digital story. Aadhaar, $1 each. We do authentication, 3.5 crore per day, free of cost. Digital locker, free of cost. You understand, our common service center. Now, whenever I hold an international conference, recently a cyberspace conference, before that, the IceGov conference, I always call these ladies hardly second or third class passed. With the mouse in their hand, how they are seeking to change their life and the life of their fraternity. The Bhajanti Devis of Bihar, the Satamma Devis of Telangana, I always showcase them. See, this is India's digital story. And in particular, I would like to highlight those young daughters of farm workers who with a mouse in their hand are now operating common service center, giving digital delivery of services. Therefore, India's story of digital inclusion is indeed very important. But yes, economic consideration is also important. And therefore, we are saying we propose to make India's digital economy a $1 trillion economy in the coming 5 years. I am having consultation with the stakeholders. Day before yesterday, I had a very elaborate consultation. Devyani was there, the incoming chairman of NASSCOM. Others are there. I want this whole process to go and rise. The CMD of the bank was talking about digital payment. Yesterday in the cabinet, we have taken a very important decision of the government reimbursing MDR to the tune of 2,000 payment. I would like the bank to take benefit of it. And this must be executed in a transparent manner. Because promotion of digital payment should become an important indicator of the quest for digital governance. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, digital governance is good governance. Digital governance is transparent governance. Digital governance is accountable governance. We have recently come with a Umang app, which houses nearly 165 government services. Hardly a few weeks ago, it has been launched by the Prime Minister. And the kind of downloads going, the people are using. I'm told nearly 3 million people have already started using it. Again, confirming what I said, digital aspiration, digital appetite, and resultant digital customer. If this scenario is sought to be propagated, obviously the players will also have to become active. and they have not to become proactive in tapping this. And I am very sure India's digital story of digital inclusion is going to be a very exciting case of empowering digital economy also. Because the sheer size of India. When I was handling the communication department, I pushed my postal department network into the distribution of this e-commerce products because of the electronic money orders and SMS. My postman was feeling very, very ignored. And that whole capacity, I said, chalo, start the deliverer of e-commerce products. And postal department's revenue rose up like anything. But what is important is, and this is for you to consider, the biggest growth of e-commerce is in rural areas, powered by states like Bihar, UP, MP, Northeast. Why? Because aspiration is there, but there is no mall or big shops there. And they found e-commerce as a good platform to realize their aspirational dream. That is the India which we are seeking to promote. 2, 3 other issues of policy I would like to highlight. Internet must be available to all. From day one when I was handling the portfolio of communication too, I have always said in the parliament, right of access to internet is not negotiable. I don't want to go into the debate of net neutrality. That is for America to decide, putting, withdrawing. I have been very clear, my government has been very clear, that the right of access of internet should not be negotiable. And therefore I had said it earlier, when Facebook came to India with their free basics, and when I examined it, I found, I was handling communication department then, it would be free only when you enter through my gate. India does not believe in one gate, very clear about it. And I did not give any permission to that. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, this being the scenario, India's digital economy is poised to big growth. I believe internet is one of the finest creations of human mind, must be available for all. And if internet is a global platform, it must have linkage with the local ideas, local culture. Something about data. Yes, data is important. Why not? More and more data will come because of application of technology. As I always say, India is poised to become a big center of data analysis. And I want that to be promoted. In the wake of demonetization, you know, we have cancelled the registration of 224,000 companies, fly-by-night operators, one building having 100 companies, one company having 2,000 bank accounts, always sleeping, suddenly rising in the wake of the declaration of demonetization, one company having no bank account, depositing 2,400 crores and withdrawing in 3 days. I hope you understand what I'm trying to convey. But all this we could get because of mining of data. I want data mining, data analysis to become a big center for India to grow. I have set up a committee headed by a very distinguished Supreme Court judge, retired Justice Krishna, for having very robust data law, data protection law. They are working it out. The concept paper is in public domain. But what I have been saying earlier, I would like to repeat here. Our tentative view is there has to be a balance between data availability, data utility, data innovation, data anonymity, and data privacy. Country needs to grow. I don't want to kill innovation in the name of privacy. You need data, but more and more innovation and growth. Suppose the policy makers need to frame a policy as to why a particular disease is afflicting a particular area. You need data for that. That data has to be anonymous. All the balance will be done, but let me conclude with one hope to tell you all. India's digital story has picked up its own speed. Recognize it. Whatever is required to improve it with caution, we will do. Cyber security, we are doing that. We have set up a cyber coordination center, cyber drilling, cyber training, creation of more cyber human resource, having different certain for energy, for financial sector, and we'll do more, having chief information officers in all the department. But what is important is to see this story of hope. Common man is talking about it. And I don't know, someone talked about lack of energy. I'll conclude with a very classic example of Jugaad technology which is there in India, in my state in Bihar. My Prime Minister is pushing on a mission mode to have all the villages which are not electrified to complete in a process. But a classic case which I learned in my field trips, in a particular village everyone is having a mobile, but there was no electricity. How to get it charged? Because they use the mobile to do their business and talk to their folks outside. Now a new industry had developed. One person going to the market picks up all the mobile phone, get it charged in the market, and undertakes a commission of 1 rupee per mobile. Can you believe this is what India is about? Let us celebrate this innovation of India and the quest for the digital economy. I'm very happy to be here. It was nice talking to you. Keep it up. But to the Times Network team, I have a suggestion to give. You call us, fine. You call the officers, fine. You call the entrepreneurs, fine. But find time to call the small entrepreneurs, common service centers and others who are seeking to change, and also give a space to their story. Then the story of India will be complete. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.